So in today's video, I'm going to talk about chosen ones and high sex drive. Now, when it comes to sex, a lot of people are very, many people are uncomfortable talking about these kind of things. There is nothing wrong with talking about sexuality, okay? At some point in time, many of us have gotten involved with in sex, because probably, of course, we have been into relationships, marriages, or whatever. But when it comes to a chosen one, I stumbled upon a very powerful truth, fact, somewhere along the lines of my healing journey, during the earlier times of my healing journey. I stumbled upon a fact. I thought that there was something wrong, but when I went deeper to understand what was going on, I discovered that I had this energy, sexual energy, that I might not have been aware of back in the days. Okay, so I started being aware. So the whole thing boils down to awareness. And I'm going to give some light on this issue. Many of you chosen ones, you may be very familiar with this thing. Now you may want to ask me, okay, everybody has a high sex drive. Some people may call it libido, or you may sometimes find yourself getting horny here and there, again and again, which is a very natural thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So do not beat yourself up thinking that something wrong with you, okay? Just understand that there is some energy that is connected to you as a person, as an individual. Embrace this energy, and I'm also going to let you know what you really need to do in case this thing starts boiling up within your spirit. And again, there's nothing wrong with you, so don't think that you have a problem or there is anything wrong with you, okay? So basically, I might as well go ahead and say that chosen ones have got a very special energy with them. This sexual energy is also a healing energy. So the reason why you have got this energy, why you feel the need to have sex, you're usually very sexually aroused. Some of you, including me back in the days, we have even actually ended up sleeping with the wrong people, okay? So it could have been something that has been a part of you that you was not even aware of. Basically, what I'm trying to say here, there will always be a time when you are going to experience that you have got a very high sexual energy. You might have looked back in the days within your life, and you might have noticed as a chosen one that you have actually slept with some people back in the days. The moment you had sexual contact with those people, there is something that has started changing in their lives. You could have slept with somebody, for example. In 2-3 days, they came back and told you, they got a promotion. Or they could come back and tell you that they got, it could be promotion, or it could be a salary increase, or it could be just sometimes they got a job. Out of the blue, they've been looking for a job for years. You come around, you have slept with these individuals. In 2-3 days, maybe a week, they got a new job. It's not a coincidence. This energy that you have is an energy that will shift sometimes many people's reality, the people that you usually engage on a regular basis. Did you ask yourself a question as to why anytime you wanted relationships, as a chosen one. Because now you're discovering that you're a chosen one. Most likely, many years ago, you didn't know anything about yourself. You have come to this awareness that you are a chosen one. And you have also started understanding that you've got a very high sex drive. Whenever you wanted to get into a relationship, toxic people, they came in out of the blue. People that you had no business with, for some reason, they sneaked in, came into your life. And for some reason, they have been harvesting this energy over time, even without you knowing it. So all this entire time you've been with these individuals, they have actually been harvesting your energy. Then you saw the glow, you know. They glowed all of a sudden. They started healing. It could have been some things going on in their lives, maybe health-wise. They experienced some form of healing. And so many other things followed after that, the moment they engaged with you. Now, I don't exactly blame you, because at some point in your journey, you was not aware, so you was not really aware about these things. But for the ones who are starting to get this awareness of this, you may call it a theory, but I call it a fact, because it is something which I've also experienced along my journey. Upon awareness of this energy, you have got to understand that the moment you get into healing practices and you start healing yourself, wherever you have been, for example, you have already left toxic relationships, you've been through a discard, whatever, breakup, and eventually you've started healing yourself, trying to work on yourself. Let me tell you something. This energy is going to skyrocket. There's so many chosen people that I know, they're on semen retention, okay? So they have decided to abstain from sex. Some of them have gone celibate. Some of the men have gone on semen retention, on the semen retention journey, okay? So that they can preserve their energy. That energy is going to accumulate, and that energy is going to skyrocket. At a certain point in your journey, you are going to realize, which is one of the things I've told you. In the early days of my journey, I started discovering a very massive buildup of sexual energy. Sometimes you don't even know what to do with this, you know. When that thing happens, ladies and gentlemen, it is not calling you to go and get laid, okay? The energy is not calling you to go and get laid. There's nothing wrong with getting laid. Like I've said, chosen people are also human beings. So they also have a time where they have got to get laid. But although the difference is pre-awakening and before enlightenment, of course, they would just get laid with anyone they met on the way, or any relationship they got into, whether it was a toxic one or not. But post-awakening, you want to make sure that you are actually exchanging energy. You're not only pouring into someone, but you have somebody who is reciprocating that energy, because the two of you are most likely on a similar wavelength. So you don't expect that you're going to sleep with somebody and they're going to drain all of your energy and leave you empty. So you're going to be with somebody who is going to reciprocate that energy. Okay, so it's a give and take. You pour into them and they pour into you. So it's a give and take kind of situation. But at the same time, if you're not in a relationship, for example, you're a person who has been doing some healing work on yourself, you have been taking some time out alone to work on yourself, to improve yourself, to grow yourself. So you may be a person who is probably not even ready for a relationship, because sexual energy does not ask you to go and get laid. Sexual energy, when it starts building up, this energy will build up. And this is something you have to be aware of. It is going to build up to a magnitude that is going to start making you extremely horny and extremely uncomfortable. And again, like I've said, this is a very sensitive subject, so I'm already hoping that you don't have any kids around you. So what we're trying to say here, the build-up of that energy is because you're now reserving and keeping all your energy inside of you. So you're not giving out there, okay? You're not out there having sex. You're not out there getting laid. You have got to use this energy. What you really need to do in this situation, chosen ones, you now have to use this energy and put it into creation. Sexual energy, like I've said, is a healing energy. But also, on the other hand, you can actually transmute this energy into creation. So you may be having a calling of starting up something. It could be sometime creating something new, okay? So you need to dig within. Whenever you get this kind of energies building up in your body, you need to start thinking about something. Something is going to come. You're going to get some downloads in that time. It is not going to be all the time that you're going to be like having this boost of sexual energy, whatever. It is going to be every now and then you're going to have that boost, and you're going to feel like you want to get sexual with somebody or something like that. So what you really need to do now, get some time, listen very closely to your intuition. There is something coming up, popping up in your mind. There is something pushing you to start something. And sometimes a lot of these things are not going to make sense, because I've told you guys, creation happens subconsciously. When you're creating something, you don't just wake up and jump into anything. You're only going to wake up and jump into something where you feel your soul is pushing you towards a certain direction. You are going to wake up and start following that direction. I've told you guys my creation back in the days when I was starting this channel. That's the exact thing that happened. Listen to your intuition. There is something popping up in your mind in that particular time. So the energy should be transmuted into creation. It does not matter what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. I've always told you, chosen ones, sometimes you need to learn how to get out of your comfort zone, okay? Get out and put yourself out. I know many of you may be mostly introverts, so you don't really want to be seen, you don't want to be heard. So try to push yourself out there and try to create something new. And again, I've told you, this is a subconscious creation. You're creating from your intuition. So you're not creating something that you're familiar with. You're creating something that you aren't familiar with. Back in the days, I did not believe that I'll be the one holding the camera and speaking to people. So I started creating in that time. Fortunately, I was alone at the time, okay? So I did not have anything to disrupt me or to, interrupt my growth and everything. So I started creating these videos back in the days. The energy is calling you. This sexual energy is calling you. Yes, of course, you're going to have some interactions with people every now and then. It could not happen on a regular basis, but you're sometimes going to have interactions with different people here and there. A lot of the individuals who are going to gravitate towards you, they are gravitating towards you because sometimes they can feel that energy. And the only thing they need is to be around your space for something to be able to take off. And this is something, again, which is happening subconsciously. Many of them are not even aware of it. So they come around your presence, around your energy, interact with you a little bit. They could get answers. They might experience healing. And different things are going to start happening in their own personal lives. But in case you ever feel that energy boosting within your system, you have to know and you have to understand it is time for you to get into creation. So just wake up and create. If there's nothing to create, ladies and gentlemen, just get a book, a pen and a paper, and start journaling, or you may sometimes start writing something. Just write down anything. You may be somebody who is, you are somebody who is here and destined to do very big things. The things you are going to be doing, chosen ones, they are not the things that everybody else has been doing. So you will have a different assignment. More specific, different, but also a very, sometimes, unexpected assignment that you're here to do. Get into creation. If you cannot create, ladies and gentlemen, get out your camera, start recording anything. Just record anything. It doesn't matter. Just get your camera and start recording and start saying. But always make sure that whatever you're doing, you're speaking from the heart, so you're talking your truth. Start creating anything, ladies and gentlemen. One day you're going to realize a lot of these things are opening up to you, and you're starting to figure out and really understand where it is you have to go, okay? But again, like I've said, you could be in a relationship. Yes, you may have a significant other. You mean each other well. The sexual energy may be meant to enjoy that energy with your significant other. But if a person who is alone in that time, you're not dating, you're not into a relationship, the energy is calling you to get into creation. So by doing that, you're now transmuting that energy into creation. So you are setting up your creation abilities and starting something different. A lot of you guys are not even aware that you're creators. There is a lot of things you are here to create. You are here to start something that probably nobody has ever done before. Okay? So when it comes to sexual energy, sometimes, of course, maybe in the early days of your journey, you was not aware of this. It could have sometimes pushed you into addictions. So there are some chosen ones that I know. They could have been sometimes even addicts. Many of them could even have gone into prostitution. Many of them could have gone into different relationships, useless relationships, just because of that sexual energy. So there is nothing wrong with that, okay? But post-awakening, you need to develop this awareness and understand this energy is inside of you. It is there. It is even going to be worse. I could say worse, but for me, I say it could be better. It's going to skyrocket post-awakening. You are always going to feel you want to get laid. You are always going to feel you want to get in contact, sexual contact with somebody. Do not put yourself in a vulnerable situation because of this sexual energy and you get into sleeping with the wrong partners because of this. You have got to have self-control. Whenever that energy comes, get out of your bed, go take a run, go take a jog, maybe go to a local gym, do something, do some activity. If you cannot do anything, try to get yourself into creation. Create, ladies and gentlemen, there is always something inside of you that you have not yet explored, that needs to be explored. And that is something that is going to bring you into probably even your purpose. Okay? So I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm very sure that a lot of chosen people can resonate with this video. You know about this, you're aware of this. And like I've said, this is not something that many people want to talk about. On this channel, I've told you guys, we talk about the truth, okay? It is only through the truth you get enlightened and you get a very massive general awareness about your life as a chosen one. So let us know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You can donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Desmos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.